Day 2 is now in the books of the 2019 World Junior Championships. In today's video, we're going to recap the results from the second day of action at the World Junior Tournament, and we're going to take a preview look here at what's coming up on Day 3. We'll discuss all that coming up next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams as well as international tournaments. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. So as I mentioned off the top, we have another day in the books here at the 2019 World Junior Championships. Another day of all kinds of great hockey action here. So I want to dive in and take a look at the results and tell you what to expect here on Day 3 that's coming up this evening for the couple of games on the schedule. Day 2 kicked off here with Russia taking on Denmark. Now unfortunately, Denmark goes through another game here without getting on the scoreboard. This is the back-to-back games where they've now been shut out, and Russia takes this game by a score of 4-0. Of course, as you know, Denmark played their first game on Day 1 and were blown out by Team Canada 14-0. So at least they were able to play a little bit better, keep things a little closer. The shots on goal were much closer as well. So certainly, even though it's a 4-0 defeat, it's certainly a better game for them than the absolute blowout against Team Canada. And of course, Team Russia certainly had a lot of their stars on display. They had a great game here from Vitaly Kravtsov, who had a goal and an assist to lead the Russian team. Blues prospect Klim Kostin and the captain of Team Russia also recorded 2 assists. Habs prospect Alex Romanov also got on the board with a goal and 2 assists for Team Russia. And Russian goalie Tarasov picked up the shutout. So all in all, a pretty solid game by Team Russia. A lot of their top players were playing at the top level here, producing when it mattered most. And I said the Danes gave them a pretty good go. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, it seems like lately, the last few years, Denmark's always able to give Russia a really hard time. They do match up better against them than some of the other more elite countries. Again, Russia pulled through here with a 4-0 victory, and they go now to 1-0. And of course, the Danes, unfortunately, dropped their second game of the tournament. The second game of the day featured Team Sweden taking on Team Slovakia, and the Swedes pulled this one out by a score of 5-2 to move to a 2-0 record. Unfortunately for Slovakia, that is their second straight loss of the tournament. So teams heading in different directions here. Sweden again get another great performance from defenseman and captain Erik Brandstrom. Scored another goal, his third of the tournament in only 2 games. Another power play marker at that. So Erik Brandstrom is certainly one of the more fun players to watch in this tournament. Like I mentioned, players like Brandstrom and Boqvist on Team Sweden are going to be absolutely huge from that blue line, and they're generating a lot of their offense from that back end, and it's really proven to be correct here that Brandstrom is, again, especially, is turning on to be quite the leader here for Sweden at this tournament. Anaheim Ducks prospect Isaac Lunderstrom also picked up 1 goal and 1 assist, and Swedish forward Emil Brandstrom also scored a couple of goals for Sweden in today's contest. The third game of the day featured Team Canada taking on the Switzerland team, and obviously this game was much closer than they had in Game 1, where they blew out Denmark 14-0. Team Canada pulls out a victory, but it was only a slim margin by a score of 3-2. It got off to a fantastic start for Team Canada when Cody Glass scored in the opening minute of play, set up by a nice goal here by Nick Suzuki, and things were kind of looking like they might get off to the same way they did against Denmark. A little bit of a rout, but things did settle down here, and the Swiss kind of settled in and picked up their play to make things a little bit closer. Canada also had goals from Mackenzie Entwistle, and the winner was eventually scored by Noah Dobson of Team Canada, but this game was pretty close. At one point, it was a 3-1 lead for Team Canada. The Switzerland came back, made it close to the third period, got it down to 3-2 on a power play goal by Philip Kurashev, which was his second of the game. Kurashev scored both goals here for Switzerland. The Chicago Blackhawks prospect looked fantastic in this game, was by far Switzerland's best player in my opinion. However, Canada was able to lock it down in the late stages of the third period, even though they had to fight off some penalties and get the penalty killing going strong. They were able to hold on for a 3-2 victory over Team Switzerland. The final game of the night was Team Finland taking on Team Kazakhstan, and we ended up getting another shutout here with the Finns shutting out Kazakhstan by a score of 5-0. So that's another shutout here in this tournament. Finnish goaltender Laukkanen had a fantastic game. Shut down Team Kazakhstan. Didn't get a ton of action, but certainly made the saves when they needed to. Team Finland had a variety of goal scorers. We saw some youngsters like Kaapo Kakko get on the scoreboard, along with Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Henri Jokiharju, as well as some others here. I mean, they get 5 different goal scorers in this game, so the scoring was balanced and pretty strong. I was not overly impressed with LA Kings prospect Rasmus Kupari. I found he's really hesitant going to the net. There's plenty of times early on in some Finnish power plays when the shot was coming from the point, he was getting out of the way and allowing the goaltender to see the puck much better. So he needs to go to the net a little bit harder and get working on those screens. Kupari was a player who was a little bit underwhelmed so far with his play in this tournament for Team Finland, but obviously they bounced back after losing to Sweden in the first game of the tournament and pulled out a 5-0 victory here over Kazakhstan to even their record to 1-1. Now in tonight's action, you're going to only have 2 games on the schedule, or a much lighter time here in day 3 of the tournament. The first game of the evening, which is not too far from getting underway as I record this video, is Team Russia taking on the Team Czech Republic. And later this evening, you get Team USA battling Team Kazakhstan. So we very well could see Russia pull out another victory. They'll certainly be the favorites in that game, and the Americans will certainly be the favorites over Kazakhstan. As we saw yesterday, though, the U.S. had a very closely contested matchup with Slovakia, so it'll be interesting to see if Kazakhstan can give them any kind of a run here at all, or if the U.S. will simply take this one by a landslide. So that is all your news and updates here on Day 2 action here at the World Junior Championships, as well as a preview for what's going on tonight and Day 3 of action. So certainly leave some comments for me down below. Let me know what you thought of Day 2 action, which teams and players have impressed you the most, and have you had the most fun watching so far. If you're new to the channel here, I hope you consider subscribing. We cover all 31 NHL teams as well as these international tournaments. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up before you go. I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will catch you next time.